Hello, Dr. Thigpen. My name's Timothy Arrington. I work for Infinity Lead Generations. We're a internet marketing, web design, SEO type company, and I came across your name over the internet a couple of weeks ago when I was down in Macon with my wife, and I saw a couple of things, and I just wanted to point them out to you. So let me get started. Please, first off, excuse me if I stumble and bumble as I speak. I'm not a professional speaker, but I definitely know what I'm doing when it comes to websites and SEO services and things of that nature. So let's get started. Real quick, let's just say right here, you type in dentist in Macon. Of course, the way Google works, because just about everybody and their mother searches things on Google these days. Google is actually synonymous with searching. Probably can find it in a dictionary for all I know. But of course, everybody does Google searches. So if somebody's in Macon who is not familiar with you, who hasn't been to your office, just don't know you personally, and voila, got a cavity, toothache, chipped tooth, or they're just new in town and they're looking for a dentist, normally they don't do a Google search. So they type in dentist. Now, right now, I'm located in Ellenwood, Georgia, so I had to just type in where I'm looking at. But normally, if you're in Macon, Google will know that according to where you're located, and they'll just pull up the local businesses for dentists. And here's what we have. When I did dentist in Macon, I seen Dental Care, Oglethorpe, Cool Smiles. These guys are located right here in what we call the 3-pack. These are the map services. Google, everybody wants to be right here because if this is the first thing you see, then 90% of the customers are going to select one of these guys because they're the first ones in their face. So these guys are getting the bulk of the business when it comes to internet searches for new customers. Down here in the second section beneath the maps, we call this the organic section. Once again, this is prime time as well, prime time real estate, simply because it's on page 1 of Google. And as you see, this lists all the dentists, so forth and so on. But anywhere here on this page, if you can make it here, you're doing very well because 99% of the people are not going to go to the bottom of the page, click this button right here, and go to page 2. And if they do, you can just about bet that by the time they get to the bottom of page 2, they're not going to page 3, 4, and 5, and so forth and so on. So let's get back here real quick to page 1. When I did the dentist search in Macon, as you see, your office did not show up. Now, I'm sure the Dental Care Center and the Oglethorpe Dental Care Center and Northside Family Dentistry, I'm sure they are phenomenal businesses. I'm sure they do great work, but I'm almost positive that they're no better than you, that their services are not better than your services. However, when people see them here because they don't know these guys from you, these guys get the credibility, and right now you're not. And of course, right here on page 1, as I scroll down through the organic section and I look, and of course you're going to notice already, you're nowhere to be found. So therefore, anybody that's new, all the new customers, all the people that are looking for emergency dental care or a dentist right away, and they do a Google search, they're not going to find your office. And as a result, what that means is you're leaving money on the table. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand as a dentist, I'm sure you're doing great, but you opened up your business for a reason to take care of you and your family. And right now, you're definitely leaving money on the table. And that money on the table is going to these guys right here. So the way I accidentally found you is I clicked on this thing right here, more places. And this came up. It's a more detailed search, for maps. And as you scroll down, you see the top 3 up there. And then you got some other guys that didn't make the top 3 cut. Then I came across you, Thigpen Larry, Dr. Thigpen. And I see that you must have a Google Plus account. A Google Places account because you're listed in Google. But the problem is you don't have a website. And so, as a new customer, I just got to tell you, if I got an option to choose between any of these guys and the guy that doesn't have a website, do I want to call this guy? Or do I just want to click on these people's website and see what's going on with that company? See what they have to offer. And that's what you are missing, Dr. Thigpen. You're missing your website. People are not, you're leaving a lot of money on the table is all I can say. I don't know if I can make it any clearer. I did different searches under dental services in Macon. Of course, you're not going to be there. Even something as simple as tooth repair in Macon for somebody who just being very simplistic. And no matter what I type in, you are definitely not going to show up because once again, you're missing what all your competitors have: a website. Now, of course, having a website, I clicked the link real quick, advantages of having a website. You can do this yourself. It's just really generic information, stuff that you probably already heard, probably even know, but maybe you just haven't had the chance to get around to it. One thing about having a website that I can tell you for a fact is that it keeps your business open um, figuratively for 24 hours a day, meaning that customers who are looking for, I need to go to the dentist, I need my teeth cleaned, new in town, it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm not going to the dentist tomorrow, but I know I need to go ahead and schedule an appointment. I start typing in dentist. I start visiting websites, see what the website looks like, what they're talking about, what services they offer, so forth and so on. So even though it's 10 o'clock at night and the dentist is at home in the bed asleep or enjoying family time, watching television or something, in the meantime, I'm doing research on his business. Excuse me. And if I like what I see, first thing in the morning, I give his business a call, set up an appointment, and now I'm a new customer. Excuse me, I had a little something in my throat. Okay. Also, of course, as it says here, your business is another form of advertising, which, if you have a brick and mortar business, you're going to have to do some type of advertisement to get customers in the door. Of course, it says better relationships. What that's really talking about, customers feel like they get to know the business via their website portal. So how your website is put together, the type of content you put on that website is all crucial to getting customers through the door. And something that's not they don't speak about here, but this is something that I do personally, and that's the SEO service aspect of a website. Having a website is a phenomenal thing. The only problem is just building a website does not mean that people are going to see the website. And so you don't want to take the time, effort, and money to build yourself a website, but then no one finds your website. The only way that they can find your website is if you tell them about the website. Then that's kind of defeating the purpose because you could just tell them to come to the business. So what I do is with SEO services, not only do we do the websites, we also understand that in order to get over here in this 3-pack that we talked about, or on page 1, that's a position that you have to earn through Google. You cannot purchase that. There's no way to purchase that. It's certain things that you have to do because Google uses an algorithm based on your website, and depending on the numbers that's generated from the algorithm, then that's where you rank. And me doing SEO services for small and local businesses, I understand exactly what needs to go into a website to help get you boosted up here on page 1, and hopefully even up here in the 3-pack, one of the top 3 people that people see when they type in dentist in Macon, Georgia. So I made a long story long. I apologize. I just get really kind of excited about this, even though I try to keep it simple because, I could talk about SEO service the same way you could talk about dentistry. And if you told me about dentistry, I probably wouldn't know what you were talking about. So it's probably the same in reverse. So nevertheless, I put together this quick video. If you like what you see, you give me a call. I should have an attachment on my email for Infinity Lead Generations. Has my phone number, 404-790-3369. Ask to speak to Timothy Arrington. And, we can go over this personally, and we can talk about some more things that I see that, can help your business thrive more than what I'm sure it's already doing. So give us a call. If not, take this information and do what you need to do with it to help develop and grow your business. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you.